Hi everyone. We just got back from our first talk ever. We were like public speaking for the first time, Molly and I, which is pretty huge. It was like 15 people at a little MOPS class, and I'm still kind of shaking from it because it's totally not my forte. Talking in front of people, I love to talk when I'm amongst people, but I hate when everybody's kind of sitting and I'm standing and everybody's watching me. I get so nervous, but I think we did really good. Hopefully we get some cool feedback from everybody. The person that hosts it already said that it went pretty well, so I feel pretty good about it. Molly did so good. Man, am I proud of her. The both of us, it's crazy that we are here right now, even talking about all of this. I had this moment where I was like, what do we even have to say to all of these women? Because, you know, when you're standing up there amongst your peers, you realize that, you know, I've been married for 4 years, going on 5 years, and my kids are 3. So two and three now. So what could I possibly have to offer these women? It kind of hits you in those moments when you're ready to share. But I don't know, I had a moment where I was just like, you know what? I am different, and I had to own that, because this whole thing has been a huge journey for me, and to see like the progression and to hear feedback from my own family, and I know, I don't even need feedback as much as I used to, because I know myself, and I know that I am different, and I'm so proud of that. And if we can help one person, then it's all worth it, because I'm sure we get the people that are like, oh, here's Julie and Molly, and they're like, yeah, what could they possibly have to say to me, because they're useless. That's what I would be thinking of myself if I saw myself on these things. I'd be like, what could she possibly teach me? Nothing. I can teach you nothing is what the answer is, but I can show you a glimpse into my life. And that's kind of what we said this morning is, you know, we are not here to tell you how to do anything, but if we can just give you a little glimpse into our lives and show you the progression of where we were and where we are today. And if you can take anything away, it would be that it is to fill yourself up. I don't have the tools, I don't have the answers, but I can just show you what works for me. And something that hit me at the end was, take whatever it is, but fill yourself up with good things. Surround yourself with, oh, thank you. So glad it went well, ladies. I knew it would. Thank you for your encouragement, Jackie. See, I should just carry around everybody else's confidence that they have in us. It was so nerve-wracking. I don't know why, but that's the thing. If everybody just, you don't have to do what we're doing, but if you just take what we say and use it as a guide, fill yourself up with good things. Surround yourself with great people like Jackie and Molly. And even the women in that room, I was like so blown away. They just seemed like such a great group of people. And I was like, this is it. This is exactly what I'm getting at, is doing these things, having conversations and a dialogue with these women that kind of challenge you and make you a better person, that are kind of on that same path that we are, I think is so huge. Like, Molly and I are on the same journey, and having her as a sounding board whenever I'm struggling is so huge. I had this like moment the other day when I feel like I'm really good at this whole self-awareness thing when it comes to Joe and my kids and even myself, but I get thrown back into it whenever I'm around my peers. Like, I get really I'm really sensitive when another woman criticizes me or I feel attacked or judged, and it's like half the time it's probably my own thing that I have in my mind, but I just get really insecure around other women. So my new focus is being really aware of that, because my default is, oh, she's so jealous, or that's what I grew up with. Anytime another girl was like mean to me, my mom was like, oh, they're jealous. So I grew up with that. Oh, they're just jealous. Yeah, that's probably not what it is. It's probably not that they're jealous. It's probably my stuff that I'm bringing. It's probably that they have a different opinion. It's probably that maybe they didn't like what I said, and it's totally fine. You know, it's totally fine. I was thinking that today. If somebody doesn't like what we have to say, it's totally cool. Like, I'm just sharing an insight of my life and learning that, you know, women are just as equally worthy of grace. Like, sometimes a friend said something to me once that just, you know, kind of critiqued my parenting, and all of a sudden I got really angry, and I come home and I'm like, you'll never guess what she said to me. And I blew it up into this huge thing. I turned it into this giant story, went down the rabbit hole of like, I found all these reasons as to why this person is no longer good for me. And when I step back these last few days, I'm like, oh my goodness, like, how I am not walking the walk, you know, when it comes to women. It's so easy to do with Joe, but when my ego is bruised and when somebody talks about parenting, it's such like a sensitive thing to me, and I didn't even realize how sensitive I was about parenting and motherhood. But when she called, you know, something out to my attention and disagreed with something so quick, I was like, I got really insecure about it, and so my defenses went up, and I, you know, made this big list of why I don't need her in my life, and that is so silly. It is so silly. It shows an insecurity and a vulnerability on my end. I should just own what I'm doing, and if she offers me something, I don't have to listen, or I don't have to take that as a truth. And it doesn't mean that what I'm doing is bad. It was just a comment she made. It was like totally, and for me to not even see her heart. I know this woman. We're not like best of friends, but I know her well enough to know that like she means so well. And it wasn't coming from a place where she was trying to tear me down. It was just a comment, and to recognize those moments and allow myself to be vulnerable in front of my peers as well as in front of my kids and in front of my husband. It's easier to do with them. I know that they have my back, but for some reason with other women, I have a harder time. So I'm really working on my relationship with other females, especially when they're not good friends, when I don't know them really well. I tend to get defensive quickly. So when somebody says something that like triggers either motherhood or I don't know, I'm just crazy. So probably being around me all the time is a handful. Molly will tell you. She's a good person though. She's so sensitive. Like she's the type of person that won't say okay or okay. She will say okay with the exclamation point because she knows that I'm sensitive, and she knows that I'm the type of friend that needs that validation that everything is okay. And she's kind of like that too. So we go back and forth. She's like a good person for me. But for the people that aren't like as sensitive as me, it doesn't mean that they're bad or rude or anything. I don't know why I'm on this tangent right now, but I've just been thinking about it lately because I'm like disappointed in myself because I am really good about it with Joe. I've been really good about it lately with Joe, and I've been good about it with myself and with my kids, but with other females I tend to tense up and get really like shy and awkward, and I don't stand in my integrity. You know, it's like they point out something, and if I don't agree, it's like, well, you know, even though I get defensive, in my mind I'm thinking, yep, I'm not doing that right. I should be doing, like, you only get upset and defensive about the things that you're most sensitive about because it's like an insecurity of mine. Like how I feed my kids. I am awful at feeding my kids like nutritious things. Like I try and they don't eat it, and so like later if they're fussing, they're like, I want macaroni. I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Just eat the macaroni. Like it's like the food is like not a battle. I'm willing, like I cook the food, I prepare the food, here's the food. If they don't want to eat it, like I'm totally okay with that. And if they're hungry for like graham crackers later or fish, I'm just like, yeah, sure, eat the fish. Like it's just not something that I do. So when somebody like, I think this happened years, like months ago, and I'm still holding on to it. But when she said something about what I feed the girls, it was just like, ugh. Like she got me like right at my soft spot where I know I suck at life is feeding my kids. And like she didn't mean it in like a bad way, but it just like came off like I got really sensitive about it and got really weird. So today was like big because, you know, talking in front of a group of women is probably where I'm most insecure because I don't know why I'm like that, but I am. So I'm working on it. I'm working on trying to get better and, you know, extend people grace and to see their heart when they make comments because, you know, I create that story in my mind that, you know, if they make one bad comment, it turns into like a whole dialogue in my head about what it means and how they probably perceive me as a parent and how ridiculous that all is. So anyways, did that make sense? I swear to God, even this morning we gave this talk and I'm like talking and like at the end I'm like, do I make any sense whatsoever? Am I just like rambling and it like makes sense in my mind, but like when maybe I'm just like not a good talker. Maybe I'm not a good public speaker. I don't know. Molly thinks I killed it. Molly's like my mom though. She has to say good things because she's just that person for me. She's my person. She makes me feel good even when I probably need some more critical feedback. So Molly, if you're ever watching these and you're like, you can tell me. I take it from you and I know you're coming from a good place. So bring it on. Anyways, so that's really it. Do I say anyways like 7,000 times on these things? I do. God damn it. I'm going to get better. But I had to hop on today because I really have nothing to say. I just wanted to let everybody know that we had this talk and it went well and it was exciting, and I was nervous the whole time and shaking. So I'm getting better. I'm doing these lives because I want to get better at talking, because I want people to know the message that we have, and I want to get better at conveying it because it's so awesome. I feel like I do have something to say. I feel like I have seen a big change in myself. And it would be a disservice to keep it all to myself because, you know, like Molly says, I changed her life. That's one person, see? And why not share that? We have to share the good. And that's kind of what I said today. The thing, that was my big takeaway. Fill yourself up with people that make you better. Molly makes me a better person. I hate getting around like a group of girls and like you just like husband bash and like bitch. I am so good at that kind of stuff, and I want to get better. I don't want to sit around and gossip and complain, and it doesn't do anything. So I really am trying to like be cognizant of that, of what I bring to a conversation. I want to be aware of what I bring to, there goes a boat. It's so loud around here. I mean, it's so pretty to look at, but it's very loud. We have an airport, we have the boats, the Navy stuff. We have, what are they called? Hovercrafts. Oh my God, I never knew how loud a hovercraft was. Those things are super annoying. They'll go till like 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't even know what a hovercraft is really. Like hovers, and it's a crafty thing. I don't know. I'm really bad. I'm the worst Navy wife there ever was, so. I'm just gonna get off because I was gonna say anyways, but I'm gonna try and get better at that too with anyways thing. So enjoy your day. Molly, if you're watching, I'm so proud of you. You killed it, and hopefully we can just keep doing these and get better at sharing our message, because it's a good one. Surround yourself with people that make you laugh, that make you feel better. Read things that make you feel better. Read things that challenge you. Read things. It doesn't have to be from our reading list. It doesn't have to be. Don't watch the podcast we watch, unless we do the podcast. Those ones are amazing. But fill yourself up with like good, positive things that remind you to be a better person, that challenge you when you're feeling defensive or stuck. I love that. I love when I'm having a bad day, I try and hang out with people that will bring me out of the funk. Read things that will bring me out of the funk. Watch things that will bring me out of the funk. It's a choice we all have. We can fill ourselves, keep doing them. We'd love to watch and learn with you. Thank you, Janet. See, I have 2 friends. You guys make me feel better. Thank you, Janet. I love you guys. I have to do dinner soon. Janet, if you're watching, next Thursday, I think. Someday. We're going to get our schedules. Trying to have a life with the guys, it's really hard. And then you throw kids into the mix. It's like, yeah, someday we'll get together again. I saw all my friends this weekend. It was so good to see all of them. And I'm like, why don't we do this more often? It's because of the guys and the kids. It's so annoying. Right, Janet? All right, guys, have a great day. Fill yourself up today with some great stuff, with some great people. And just, if you're in a funk, Molly, shake it off, sister. Shake it off, because you did a great job today, and I love you. Bye, guys. Goodbye. No, seriously, how do you turn this thing off? Where do you look? I'm still learning. I did get a tripod. Before I go, I got a tripod. So we're getting somewhere. Somebody gave me some advice saying that you should never talk down to your audience, and I think I was doing it. I was like sitting up really high, just looking down upon everyone, and it kind of like subconsciously gives them a message that you're talking down to them. And we definitely don't want to give that message that we're talking down to anybody, because it's definitely not what we're trying to do. We are not koala bears. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go listen to our podcast, because it was kind of good. It's kind of funny. All right, bye guys.